What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. I'm Christopher Lee. This is Christopher Lee Shreds, or today Christopher Lee Strats. I'm sorry, I'm distracted because this parts caster of mine has been upgraded. It is, well, you might want to say it's kind of an upgrade that is like putting a Corvette body onto a Honda engine, but that's sort of exactly what I did. We've got a classic Vintera, well, I guess it is what they call it, no longer a classic series. It's the Vintera neck. 60s Vintera neck, vintage 7 1/4 C-shape. So it is, well, let's get rid of that wah. It is, got that round radius. Bending is easy, but, you know, some notes might want to choke. One spot where it kind of chokes. Right there. But the pickups down here for Squire pickups sound great. Real pokey. And, you know, then gets a little honky. And then, you know, you've got a whole array of neck positions that just, all of them sound really like more Strat than Strat. It's a really fun neck to play. But yeah, I saw it on sale, couldn't pass it up. Oh, you know, this is always been just a build it yourself guitar anyway. You know, I had a really like $30 neck on there that played straight. This guy here, nothing wrong with it. You can see videos. I'll put links up with the videos where, you know, this thing sounded good. It was on my other guitar, the other Squire I have. Which is, you know, the Squire 2 Korean made. It's been reunited with its original body, so that's, you know, for the collector in me is happy with that. But there was definitely some you know, caveats with buying this thing used. Well, it literally says used on it. Not that I really care, but yeah, I don't know if that picks up, but on the neck is a used stamp. Used! So, used. Go figure. You know, the back of the board here has some good, flame. I recently redid the lights in here, so I'll have to figure it out. It's darker in this corner now, so I need more lights by all means. Yeah, the flame. There's a little bit of like a flame. It's got some good markings, good grain, wood grain. But yeah, when I first hooked up the neck, it didn't need a shim, which was nice. I don't know if it's just because it's, this bullet body was kind of 60s inspired, but it took this 60s neck like a champ. Didn't need to be shimmed. I just had to adjust the saddles, adjust the height as best I could. I'm no pro when it comes to this, but I've got the action nice and low. It's, no fret buzz. Like I said, that one note kind of choke. It's great playing, really good player. So I was happy to upgrade it, and it's always fun to upgrade. But like I was saying, there was some nut issues. Maybe that's why it was returned and became a factory used. I mean, I don't know what the requirements are, but it holds its tune. There's nothing wrong with the tuning pegs. There's nothing wrong with the way it plays. But the nut itself had the B and the E strings. If you went to bend a note, it's not doing it now. But you would hear a pop right up here. It's not doing it now because I went out, very affordable, $10 on Amazon. I got this, Music Nomad. Basically, it's a nut file. So, the high E on here is a 9 gauge, so I came in with a 10. So, but like I said, the B was acting up, so I did the B with this anyway. So this handled the B and the E, no problem. A couple swipes, just go 1, 2, 3. That's all I did, and then I checked it. You loosen up the string, you take the string out, you check it real quick, you bring it back up to pitch. I mean, the whole thing took 3 minutes. The longest thing about it was waiting for it to be shipped to me. But it immediately fixed whatever was blocking the smooth transition, because when I first got it, of course I tried to do the graph trick, do a pencil and draw it in with the pencil, but it still wasn't helping. The string was catching and it was making an audible click, only audible through my ears. The amp wasn't picking it up, but something like that is enough to be a deal breaker. I could see for some people. Maybe that's why it was returned. I don't know. What is it used? I assume it's something that's been returned. Who knows? It didn't make quality standards for some reason. But yeah, literally maybe 3 check, 1, 2, 3 check, and then I did the same thing with the B because it was kind of slipping. The B only took 1 swipe. The high E took a few passes, but that's it. And the blade is still, from what I can tell, perfect, immaculate. I'm gonna keep it in here if I ever need it again. And it says there's other sizes and options you can get, and you can buy a la carte like I did. You don't have to buy a whole set. So I know like the Stu Mac ones are, for a set of 3, it's like $100. For a whole, it's $200 for like the full, but those last a lifetime, I guess. I don't know how many nuts you're going to be filing that you kill a nut file, but hey, this was a great purchase. So this solved all that. And then all I needed to do was intonate, adjust the height as best I could. Because in reality, I should probably get a new bridge. This bridge isn't the best. Probably should get a new bridge. Probably should get another humbucker in here. Now there's that it's got this nice neck on here. There's a reason for me to want to get another humbucker, and then maybe upgrade the electronics and get these cheap pots and these just to upgrade things, but not because there's no real room for routing. So you got to get creative. And I don't want to add too much weight to it. This thing weighs 5.6 pounds. I weighed it. Well, I weighed myself with it, so it's not exact science. But 5.6 pounds? Are you kidding me? It's super light. You can go on a jog with this thing and just play it. Fine. Just keep going. So, super light. And also, what I wanted to do is, in honor of JHS, great pedal makers, they had their debacle with not a Dumble, where it was not a Dumble. So they messed up the schematics, and it was not what he wanted. So instead of getting some sort of magical clean boost, you ended up getting something that was completely different. But humbucker still sounds good. Might not need to upgrade it. When you got an amp like this, you might not need it. That's the other thing too. It's a love project. You do a parts caster for love, and because it's cheap and it's fun, and it's nice to tinker with things. But let's hear what it sounds like through Line 6's version of a Dumble, which is the Litigator, the special. That's what the second setting here is adjusted to. The special, which is kind of like a Dumble. They call it the Line 6 Litigator. It's very Dumble-esque. So you get kind of my vibe with the Dumble is, and maybe I'm wrong, is kind of like the vibe that you're supposed to get with the Klon. Like, let's hear the JHS, not a Klon. My fingers aren't warmed up yet, but clean up there, and then you just switch to the bridge. So I recently broke my tuner. I didn't break it. The battery died, and I don't have a 9-volt anywhere. Who uses 9 volts anymore? We'll find one. But yeah, so I will tune up though through this. We'll check out the Litigator. We'll hear what it sounds like through the parts caster, the Vintera 60s Pal Faro parts caster. Maybe that was why they didn't like it. Pal Faro, the forbidden wood. But yeah, can't complain with it. Good action. Nice grain. If you've never used vintage tuners before, that was a pain in the butt. Restringing the whole thing at once. I'm not going to do that again. One at a time, sir. So. Okay, YouTube. So as I said, let's check out the Litigator. Litigator with the upgraded. We got an upgraded Squire Bullet. The pickups sound great in this thing, so they sound good enough for me. And let's go ahead and hear. And what do I got going on this Litigator right now? Nothing. This is just how it sounds. This is a good sounding amp. Very clean. still sounds pretty dirty too. And so it sounds like a clon in an amp. Very nice. I like it. If that's what a dumble is, then I guess that's pretty interesting. You kind of get all the tones right here up front. Let's throw an overdrive on there just for fun. Very interesting. So that's with a tube screamer sort of thing up front. Yeah. That doesn't sound good. That was the boss. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It can get heavy. It can get clean. You know, just sounds like a real amp. Very convincing. I'm convinced. Sounds good with that clone on it. I don't know. I'm gonna say that it does all the tricks for what you'd expect an amp to do, but it does it all in one channel, which is weird. You switch to the bridge, clean. You switch to the neck, pretty dirty. I realize there's a humbucker, so that helps kind of accentuate that vibe, but still, you're getting that mostly from the amp, not really the pedals that I'm throwing on there. I did do a Tube Screamer and a Klon, but yeah, this setup is pretty interesting. Very convincing. Line 6 knocked it out the park as usual. So that's the and this neck feels great. And this Squier body's holding up. I can't believe it. I'm even using the trem, and it's holding up. It's holding its tune, maybe because it's sort of locking up here. So yeah, maybe that's the secret sauce. Because I like the lightness of this thing. It's very nice. So let's go back. So hope you guys enjoyed that. That was that was the Nauticlon, but we just checked out the Litigator, which is kind of that same style. You put it in the neck and that bridge. So, if anything, we've learned that, I think these pickups sound pretty darn good. Like I said, it's more of a, you got to consciously want to make it yours, I guess. Because I guess to truly be the 60s inspired, it should have El Nico. I bet these are ceramics. So, the elephant in the room, the material. But still, there's something magical about a Squier or Fender set of pickups. They do that thing. So yeah, I think they sound great. I think the whole guitar sounds great. And let me know what you guys think of the Litigator. So if you like what you watch, press like and subscribe. Soon we'll check out the other ones on here. There's just, it's good to go deep. Oh, and then eventually we'll do the, I really want to show you guys what it sounds like hooking the POD Express up to the front of the Marshall, because it's a completely different vibe. It sounds really good. For some reason, the biggest thing I've noticed is that when you hook it up straight through to the front of the Marshall, there's less noise and artifacts. I don't know why, but you can really turn the noise gate down, and it's very functional. You can get some actual nice sounding feedback. You can make it sound like a real amp. Whereas this thing, you got to kind of really crank the feedback or the noise gate up, because there's just so much digital noise with and it's really apparent when you hook it up through here and turn off the cab simulators, and then you're like, whoa, night and day. So I would gig with this hooked up through that, which seems silly because if you if you have this, you don't need that, but still. But either way, we'll check it out on the next video soon. So if you like it, press like and subscribe. Wow.